Hey-o.
Hey,
I say
man.
that every time we open
You
the
do.
show. Eh?
Yeah,
I
you
like
always
it.
go that.
This time it was a little bit more somber.
We used to go. Yeah, what's
Yeah.
up? Are you okay, man? No, we always used to go sparking.
Yeah, sparking. No, fuck that sparking. Okay. How you been, buddy? I haven't seen you in a little bit.
Yeah, it's been a week and a half or so.
Something
That's
like
long
that.
for us now.
It's too long. I
Too
miss
long.
you, Daniel.
Oh, Colton.
Well,
I've been good. I've been going out on my bike.
you were saying that.
Yeah, I've been going and taking bike rides now because it's warming up.
That's awesome.
I don't know. I'm trying to get back in shape because the winter kind of fucked me up a bit.
Not me. Here's the
But-
thing. I'm always kind of in shape.
You've always been shape.
Rounds of shape.
Fair enough. There you go.
Have you ever seen that? It was like on a Family Guy t-shirt
No.
where like fucking Peter Griffin was like, I'm in shape.
Okay, dude, I know I used to wear Walmart Mario t-shirts, but I would never fucking wear Family Guy Walmart
I used to wear that
t-shirts.
old Peter Griffin shirt. It was
Oh
like
my god, you
I
did.
beat anorexia.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
got fucked up for that.
I got in some shit for that shirt.
Good.
That was
just
just
fucked
stupid.
up.
It wasn't that fucked up.
No, it's just stupid.
I remember a teacher had given me shit for that because a student complained, right?
Yeah.
And I won't name the student. But somebody had complained about it was offensive because this person felt they were anorexic.
Okay.
I would disagree. I don't think they were anorexic. I think they were a perfectly healthy and beautiful size. But just kidding. But they had the teacher was like, "Listen, the student's uncomfortable with that shirt, right?"
Yeah.
And I remember I was just like thinking to myself, like, Vic has this habit of sort of conforming to everything that any complaint that a student has.
Yeah.
So I decided to issue one of my own,
Yeah.
saying I'm kind of offended by the fact that that student thought it was impossible, that perhaps I may have actually beaten anorexia. Maybe that's why I was so big.
You fucking asshole. You're an asshole.
I was an asshole. I am an asshole.
Oh my god.
I thought it was the funniest thing I could have possibly said. And then
You're
all this, but I said this to the teacher. I was like, I'm not going to lie to you. I'm kind of offended that somebody actually thought that it was impossible that maybe I actually beat anorexia. And she was just like, listen, man, I'm not trying to get into all this shit.
Oh my
Like,
god, you fucking asshole.
and she's like, just apologize. And I said, okay, so I went and apologized. But I think I actually avoided a lot worse trouble because of how serious I was about.
That's fucked up.
But I know
You're bad.
I'm a son of a bitch.
Wow.
But
we all grow up, but holy fuck.
well, I haven't done it. Anyway.
What grade was that? Grade 8?
I think grade 9 or 10, actually.
You should have said grade 8 because now you just sound like a dumbass.
No,
I'm
grade 9 or
joking.
10.
I'm
We're all
joking.
young. Even in
Yeah.
grade 12, I'm still a dumbass.
Yeah, fair enough.
But,
We're all still young. No, that's fucking funny. Actually.
I thought it was
That's
really funny just
your
because, like,
response. That's the most smart ass response I've ever heard. But like, speaking of shirts and shit like that, real quick, do you remember Miss? I'll just name drop her, Miss Saxby.
I do. I never had a class with her, but I remember everyone saying she
so
was just
really fun
treacherous.
story. Gavin, he
Yeah.
wore a Duff Beer shirt, just Duff Beer from The Simpsons.
From The Simpsons, yeah.
Miss Saxby like stops the class and is like, "You can't be promoting liquor and alcohol to students when you guys are all underage," and was completely serious. Duff fucking beer.
Was she aware that it was
Yeah.
a Simpsons reference?
Well, Gavin obviously explained it to her, and she's like, "I don't care. Like that's obviously not age appropriate."
what the fuck?
And Gavin, I think, was like sent to the office or something.
No, so the same thing had happened. The same thing had happened to me in elementary school, where like
Yeah.
not to me, but I had a buddy. One of the teachers was talking about like because it was a conversation, I guess,
Right.
back then, and it's still a conversation about women equality, right? Like just equality in general, and they were talking about like the kind of disrespect that women tend to get.
Mm-hmm.
They were just sort of teaching us a lesson when we were young, and they brought up my buddy. Who was he was actually a good friend of mine, still is, and he went and he walked up. They brought him up to the front of the class while they were talking about this. My grade 6 teacher, and he was like, this kid's shirt is unacceptable, and he was just like, oh my god, like he hadn't thought about it. His shirt read, it was the E logo for video games, rated E for everyone.
Oh yeah.
And it said your girlfriend is rated E for everyone. So it's like, it's pretty rank, but it's also like, fucking, he's a child. Like, it's just he probably picked it up at Walmart or something.
Oh my
like,
god, the fact that
cares?
that's even sold at Walmart. What the fuck?
Well, it might not have been Walmart, but it was really funny.
Oh my god.
I remember laughing so hard when they brought him up because then we all read the t-shirt and we were like, like that's
Okay, honestly, if I was in that class, I'd be like, what the fuck?
what an unfortunate day to wear that t-shirt.
Oh
Like,
wow, that's really. Why would you even wear that? That's just so dumb.
I thought it was funny. I'm not gonna lie. Like, it's not serious. Like, it's just funny. You know, like it's just like it was just making a reference to all these fucking idiot gamers and stuff. Nowadays, I promise you, the shirt wouldn't sell.
Not at all.
Yeah, but
a year after that incident, the fucking shirt wouldn't sell.
But yeah,
oh my God,
it definitely happened. But anyway, we just finished a really great movie.
We did. We finished a modern classic.
Yeah, we decided to
right
sit
in this
down.
room.
Yes.
Right in this room.
Yeah, we watched it on here. I don't know if you guys know that, but we actually like sit and watch a lot of the movies that we talk
take
about.
The chairs out. And
yeah, there's normally a little sofa here and everything, but we normally will take it out and then set up the studio. But this is actually Daniel's home theater that not a lot of people know that we're shooting from. And so like we went and we watched Birdman today.
Birdman, yeah.
I forgot.
Fucking, what did we watch?
But
guys?
we've also seen Birdman in this theater like 4 times together.
Yeah,
this is such a great movie. We both love this movie so much.
100%.
And so like we really want to get into exactly why we love it, because we've talked about it a lot on the show, and we've talked about it in your Ritu a lot on the show.
And we came prepared. We took notes.
Yes, we watched
actually
it.
took notes.
You took notes. I didn't take notes.
Okay, fine. I'm the dumb one. I had to take fucking notes.
No. You took notes for a very good reason, because because I've probably seen this movie 25 fucking times.
Yeah.
And so I love it. I genuinely think that it's like nobody's ever asked me this on the show, because I have a terrible habit of being the one who tries to ask all the questions on this fucking show. But nobody's actually asked me what my favorite movies were.
Yeah.
And it's going to have to be Birdman at the forefront of that whole fucking battle.
I thought it was
Goodfellas.
Goodfellas.
No, it's not my favorite. Goodfellas is my favorite because of
Okay, Colton, don't get into why Goodfellas is your favorite movie. Let's just talk about Birdman, you dumb.
I'm not. I'm just saying. Like, already we understand that if
Here
I
we
went
go, guys.
to Goodfellas,
Here's the timestamp of the Goodfellas review. It's about going to be 45 minutes
41,
long?
I say. No. But no, I was like, I just love Goodfellas because of, to me, that's the pinnacle of mob movies, and I love mob movies so much.
Okay.
But no, Birdman is genuinely my fucking fuck you. I'm just saying. Like, I'm just telling you why I like Goodfellas. But no, it's not my favorite. It's
so
top
Birdman's
3.
your favorite.
Birdman is my favorite movie of all time.
That's a great pick.
You know, I think it's genuinely
Fantastic
the
pick.
best as far as like the reason why I think it's my favorite movie of all time is because not only is the pinnacle of dark comedy films, but it's also the pinnacle of independent filmmaking.
Oh, 100%.
To me, like
we just learned. Sorry to interrupt. We just learned $18 million.
$18 million it cost to make
pennies.
this movie.
That's
right?
pennies for
like,
Hollywood.
Leonardo DiCaprio's contract is worth more than that.
Literally, for The Revenant, he probably was paid $25.50.
Oh, not 50. Are you fucking crazy?
Leonardo DiCaprio,
$50 million. You think he's worth for one movie?
Robert Downey Jr. is worth 96
not per movie.
per movie.
No.
Infinity War and Endgame, 96 each.
Yeah, but that's also because he has a stake on what's it, merchandising.
Oh,
His contract just to be in the movie is
hey
no
man,
more
I
than,
would buy Revenant action figures. Okay.
I guess, but no. As far I'm pretty sure I read this was a few years ago that I read that Leonardo DiCaprio's contract is worth about 25 million.
Still, that's a lot.
Okay, which I also I could be very wrong, but 20 million is a lot to pay an actor no matter what.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, but Birdman being made on $18 million is fucking insane.
And especially for how incredible this movie looks. Probably some of the best cinematography of all time.
And it begs Best Picture, Best Director, Best Original Screenplay, and Cinematography.
It's
fucking
like,
those are the 4 major like independent filmmaking awards that you could expect to take.
Yeah.
You know, that's insane.
It's kind of honestly a little like low key really inspirational to see a
low key. That's the highest key fucking inspirational story that you ever heard in your fucking life.
Fair enough.
This guy was coming off of Babel.
Babel, yeah, with Brad
which
Pitt,
actually did get like motion picture nominations. Like it got the best picture, and I think it got a directing nomination.
Yeah.
And so like not that it wasn't well received, because it absolutely was, but it was not quite the caliber that Birdman was put in, because of the fact that you would not expect after seeing Babel for Inarritu to make Birdman of all the movies, you know, because when you see Babel, you expect a little bit more drama involved, and this is dramatic, but it's also so fun.
No, definitely. And just really quick, just a warning, spoilers. So many.
Oh, it's an old movie. Honestly, if we don't talk about anything that isn't a new release, just stop watching the fucking.
Just expect spoilers. Just letting you guys know, if you haven't seen it, seriously, go watch it.
We'll start putting a disclaimer up before every fucking show.
That'll be our backdrop.
Yeah, exactly. A spoiler alert. But honestly, not the worst idea in the world. Is putting a spoiler alert.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
What do you say?
I could see that though. Spoiler alert there. No, I want to ask you, because you're probably better at explaining it than I am, because like you said, it's your favorite movie. What's Birdman about? What is Birdman?
It's actually really simple what Birdman's about.
Yeah?
It's not it's by no means like, well, it is metaphorical, but it's not beyond any average movie watcher.
Right.
Okay. So essentially what it's about is a washed up filmmaker, or not a filmmaker, he's an actor.
Yeah, washed up actor.
He's a washed up actor that was doing sort of essentially, like, no hate on Michael Keaton, but he was essentially, he had the same career prospects as Michael Keaton.
Right.
Where he had one hit, which was the Birdman, which was Batman and Birdman, you know? Yeah. So like
the metaphorical.
Yeah, honestly,
I
I think that another thing about this movie was that I think the casting was very strategic.
Oh, 100%, yeah.
We
talked about that as we were watching, 100%.
And so, like, Michael Keaton was the obvious pick to do this movie. Edward Norton was the obvious pick to be the
douchebag,
you know?
Dickhead, yeah.
Because sorry, Edward Norton, if he ever watches the show one day.
Well, I'm never gonna go on that show.
Yeah, exactly. No, but it's about a washed up actor that eventually finds the ambition late in his career to write, direct, and star and produce in an adaptation of a Raymond Carver play or a novel.
It was a novel.
It was a novel, yeah, a Raymond Carver novel.
A film, no.
Yeah, a film. But no, and eventually it goes fucking crazy.
Yeah.
And the reason why it goes as crazy as it does is because Michael Keaton's character Riggan Thompson has a really hard time shaking the idea that he's always comparing himself. No, everyone else will be comparing him to Birdman as a character, you know.
And he just wants to branch out.
Exactly, which is the same thing that I'm sure Michael Keaton had to deal with, was shaking off Batman.
Well, actually, I don't think so. I don't think he ever had to shake off Batman. He was just... Well, yeah, I think
he did have to shake off Batman, because honestly, after that, what real acclaim, whatever...
Nothing. I was just going to say he never wanted to shake it off. He was just stuck. Like, you could tell he never wanted to.
Yeah, which is fair, you know.
Riggan Thompson wanted to get out of that.
It's also, like, think about it in the context of Robert Downey Jr. Do you think he's ever really going to want to shake off the idea of being Iron Man?
No.
He loves the fact that he was Iron Man,
you know,
right?
That's his whole role.
He loves it, you know?
Yeah.
So, like, he acknowledges full well that he is going to be Iron Man for the rest of his life. No matter whether or not he plays the character, that's a character that's going to live on forever. Same thing with Hugh Jackman playing Wolverine.
Yeah,
no matter what, somebody's always going to be compared to the way that you did it, you know? Sure. And so, like, who was the real Batman before Michael Keaton? Adam West?
Yeah, right.
Like, exactly. No, it's Michael Keaton is the Batman.
Michael Keaton. Michael Keaton is the Batman, yeah.
And the only, like, mildly comparable performance is Christian Bale.
Yeah.
But Christian Bale, the themes are too different. The movies are too much different, you know?
Yeah, so Batman was Keaton.
Yeah, Batman is Keaton, and then Christian Bale is just a take on a different version of the character, which is fair. But like all those other Batmans, Val Kilmer and George Clooney, those were actually different versions of the same Batman. Sure. Those are in the same universe.
Yeah, no, definitely. I can... Yeah, no, of course.
So it's like those aren't really different Batmans, but...
Well... Yeah, it's just different takes on the character.
Exactly.
And that's, yeah.
Yeah, anyway, so getting into Birdman, so that's the synopsis, that's the general synopsis of the film. But
there's so much going on in this movie.
Yeah, and that being said, that already sounds like an interesting movie to me if you would just have read the synopsis or heard mine.
Yeah.
I think that sounds like an interesting movie.
Yeah, it
sounds
fun.
But what really makes it interesting is back again on the topic of independent filmmaking. Iñárritu showed us how to make an independent film, even though he had $18 million to do it.
$18 million is by no means independent.
No,
but with the techniques that he used,
style, exactly. There's so much style, like
the one shot.
Exactly, like looking at that movie is like just an aristocrat buying a sexy scarf. You know that this man knows what he wants, and he's gonna buy something that looks fucking great.
Well, this guy, I wonder how long, because when did Babel come out? 2006, right? Something like that.
It might have been a little bit later than that.
Maybe. But it wasn't, it was before 2010.
Yes.
Right? So 2014, that was his first movie.
Part of me is thinking 2008, 2009.
Maybe.
I'll give it a look.
Anyways, it's about 4 or 5 years he spent on Birdman. I guarantee you for years, he was just drawing out every shot on the storyboard.
Yeah, 2006.
2006. Okay, 2006. So for years.
About 6 years.
Yeah. Well, 2010 and 12.
It was released in 14.
14. Oh, okay. So, yeah, I guarantee you for years he's just planning out storyboards. And just...
You think?
Oh, yeah.
So another thing that you got to think about is the fact that there were 2 other writers involved.
Yeah,
he didn't write it himself.
I knew that.
Yeah.
I knew he wouldn't be sitting at a typewriter, which, I mean,
well, I'm sure he was, but so were two others.
Yeah, exactly. But I meant not by himself. But
yeah. Oh, jeez.
I think he was most likely planning out those shots for a good year, because some of the shots in this movie, guys, maybe I'll put some examples up, maybe I won't to save it, but
here's why I think that he wouldn't have put that much work into planning the shots. I could be wrong, but the reason why I think he probably didn't put that much work into the shots until he was on set was because of how off the cuff the movie really felt.
fair enough.
You know, so these, especially with the idea of him using continuous takes, right?
Fair enough.
These were long takes. And so him actually deciding to shoot, I think that Michael Keaton did an interview. He said it was about 20-minute takes at a time.
Yeah, I remember hearing that. Yeah, it was 20-minute takes.
It was
at a
about
time.
20-minute takes.
That must be fucking irritating.
It'd be grueling, honestly, especially for an actor, because if one person messes one thing up.
Imagine an extra.
Exactly. You know, an extra fucking just sneezes in a take. Now you're fucked, right?
Fuck.
You have to retake it. Honestly, a sneeze, maybe not the worst thing in the world.
But yeah, you get,
you know,
like,
whatever you don't want, you know. But the reason why I say a sneeze isn't the worst thing in the world is because another thing about the way that he shot these sequences was that they also it added a bit of natural, like it added a little bit of like sort of off the cuff, not only on the part of the shots but the actual actors. It seemed like everything was actually moving a little bit more fluidly.
Yeah, no, definitely.
You know, and that's why the movie takes me, is because it's not even the performances. And you and I talked about this while watching it. I'm not a huge fan of every performance in that movie. I think that they're all good. Not all of them are great.
I love every single performance in that movie.
Like, you genuinely think they all could have won the Oscar?
Well,
because to me that's great.
Really? Okay. I think they're all great performances, and I'm trying to like think about the characters in my head.
Not that I'm saying that
the main three should have taken the Oscars, I think.
Really, Ed Norton, think he should have won an Oscar for that.
Yeah. Who was he up against?
He was up against J.K. Simmons for Whiplash.
Oh, then never mind. My bad. Yeah, no. J.K. Simmons wins.
You need to acknowledge the fact there are other movies, right?
Yeah, for sure. I'm just like thinking, I guess so. I forget what else is nominated when we're talking about
that was the pinnacle year for cinema.
2014.
Yeah, especially independent filmmaking where they took...
I'm sorry to interrupt, but I've been telling you this. 1994, 2014. Fantastic years.
94 was...
Forrest Gump.
Pulp
Fiction. Shawshank.
Oh yeah,
and there was another one in there, but yeah, like those big three,
great fucking
Whiplash,
movies.
Birdman in 2014. That's fucking.
Those are incredible.
You're set. You're set.
So
like,
yeah, but that being said, like that, especially considering the competition it was up against,
yeah,
like it deserved everything that it got because of the fact that all those movies did a good job, but Iñárritu does it with such virtuosity. By that I mean like imagine sitting and watching. You could watch Elton John play the piano for an hour, right? Mm-hmm. And it's always going to be great. Mm-hmm. But then you sit down and you watch a 60-year-old pianist that's been trained since he was 2, and he's at the virtuoso fucking level where he's just playing crazy. Yeah. Not Elton John's good. Elton John's really fucking good.
Live, man. He's pretty fucking insane.
I remember you telling me he's a great piano player. But compare him to somebody who can do the same things, but he could do it that little bit better because of the fact that he has more experience. Mm-hmm. Also, he has maybe perhaps a better taste.
Fair enough. It's all dependent on what you want out of it.
And there's going to be so many Elton fans that are just going to grind me in the comments. But I promise you, that's the point that I'm trying to make, is that like these people can do the same things that Iñárritu could do, but can they do it to the same level? I don't think anybody could do what Iñárritu could do.
Villeneuve. Those two, Iñárritu and Villeneuve, and Cuarón. Those three.
Oh, yeah.
Best directors in the game right now.
Now.
In the 2010s.
And here's the thing. Like, I have so much respect for Martin Scorsese, but Martin Scorsese right now, in my opinion, he's also stuck in a certain
don't answer that
frame,
phone.
You know, it's just a fucking...
Here we go.
Somebody followed me. I'm excited. Let me comment. Just kidding.
Fuck you.
Let me call them. No.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much. We're in the middle of a podcast. No. But yeah, so like that's why I love the movie so much, is because it's like, not only is it a simple movie, not only is it a movie that actually opens up the doors for young people like us to think that we might actually be able to pull something like that off.
Yeah, definitely.
But also it doesn't give us that impression, because we know that with the little money they had and with the little cast that they had, the only person who could pull that off is probably Iñárritu.
I don't think I'll ever be able to make anything as good as Birdman.
I know I will never be able to make anything.
That's not
like
us shitting on ourselves. That's us saying that this guy is on a whole other level. It's like
I love Quentin Tarantino more than I love myself.
Yeah.
And I know he can't do that.
He can never.
He can still entertain me, but he cannot put...
It's a different level and form of entertainment.
He
which
just
is really interesting because they're both movies, like directors.
And they're both great movies.
Yeah.
And they're both great directors in their own right, what you were just saying.
Exactly.
But they are so much good. They are both good at something else. You know, they're
exactly.
both...
It's a niche.
Yeah, exactly. There's different genres that they can play through. But also, here's another thing that I'm just... that being said...
Yeah, what's up?
I think Iñárritu could direct a Tarantino movie.
I don't know. I think he could direct it. It just wouldn't feel the same.
Word. I think he just sort of understands the style, you know, like.
Oh, definitely. You got that from The Revenant. Like it's like okay, but Iñárritu styled Tarantino would be a lot slower than a Tarantino, and Tarantino's already fucking slow sometimes.
Oh, he's so slow.
Like
his
Hateful
movies are
Eight.
so long.
Oh, I did not like Hateful
I'm
Eight
not
that
shitting
much.
on Tarantino, but his fucking movies are long.
They're long.
You
And
know?
sometimes the violence pays off. Sometimes
it doesn't. You know, I don't want to get into Tarantino.
Yeah, no.
I want to get into. The actors.
Okay, sure.
They were all great.
Well, you sure? Because while we were watching, you didn't really care.
No,
for
I didn't care for a couple of them.
Let's just.
But I
start
will
off-
say they're all
okay.
good. I will say that they all did better than anybody that I've ever met in my life.
Oh yeah, well.
You know, face to face, they all did a better job than. But also, we've met, you know, trained actors.
Fair enough.
And like, I think that those people all could do way better than anybody that I've ever met. Emma Stone. So, Emma Stone. The point I made was that I think she had. If you guys haven't seen the movie, I really suggest you go see this movie specifically.
Just for Emma Stone, like watch it.
Yeah, Emma Stone was so honest, was not heartbreaking because there was nothing heartbreaking about it. Honestly, her character, if I ever met her in real life, I probably wouldn't like her character. If I met her,
Yeah.
you know, I probably wouldn't be very interested in hanging out with her, you know, because she seems like a very cynical little shit.
Regular Emma
You know?
Stone, really?
No. Emma Stone, I would probably.
Oh, my bad. I thought you meant.
character.
Yeah, okay,
Yeah,
gotcha.
her character seems like just a real brutal.
I was about to say, do we know the same Emma Stone? Like, have we seen her? in
Also,
interviews?
she's fresh out of rehab, and I like to party,
Yeah.
so it's like I don't think her and I would get
yeah.
along, you know.
Right.
But no, I think that Emma Stone's performance, in the few scenes that she did have, it was so honest. It was the one performance that I thought like anybody actually might be. You might be able to compare that to something that you've experienced. You know, Michael Keaton's performance to me was a little bit theatrical. It was a little bit like
you were telling me he was going for the Oscar, and after you told me that, like before I even sat down today, I'm like, man, Michael Keaton fucking killed that shit. But after you told me that, I was thinking about it. And honestly, you're completely right. He was really going for the Oscar being way too theatrical for the movie.
It was over the top, right?
And then we started talking about other people who could replace him. And I remember a while ago, I think maybe even on the podcast, I said no one could do what Michael Keaton did in Birdman. That was a fucking lie. George Clooney.
So yeah,
Willem Dafoe?
that came to Willem Dafoe is a great idea.
Yeah.
Because he's so fucking crazy,
He
know,
is.
and all that. I'm a fucking actor. He could have done that. He could have done that really well with his fucking eyebrows.
Oh,
man.
yeah.
He could have done so well. But I think that George Clooney would have been the better choice, especially because you reminded me he was Batman.
He was Batman.
So he has the same sort of background.
Yeah.
The only thing
It just
is
wasn't
that,
wasn't as iconic.
Yeah. It also wouldn't have been as personal because after Batman, George Clooney won Oscars.
Yeah, literally.
You know?
He didn't die.
So
He
it's
didn't die
like
out.
he actually has Academy Awards and he actually had a huge career. Michael Keaton actually did fall from grace after that.
He was gone for a good while.
You know,
there.
so it's like that's why everybody. I also think that that's a bit of a headline when you see the trailer for Birdman. Was Michael Keaton's back, and it's a Birdman movie. You know.
Yeah. Also about that trailer, really quick. You know that one action scene in the movie. They put that in every fucking trailer possible just to sell tickets.
Action. Oh, the CGI shit, like the bird and all that
Look
stuff.
at you go, you motherfucker.
Yeah,
Like that scene.
That's awesome.
Yeah. It was in
Fucking
every trailer, so everyone thought it was another like superhero Michael Keaton movie.
yeah,
But
but like
to the
so.
theater, what the fuck?
So that's kind of the impression that I got. Right.
Yeah.
Throughout all of it was that Michael was a little too personal. I mean, not personal enough. He was a little too theatrical. Right.
I see. Yeah.
And as the one point of the movie that made me know in my own brain that I was right was when him and Emma have that little confrontation in the back room and she's catches her smoking a joint, right?
Right. What is this?
And like he did a good job, but it was really theatrical and stuff. And like your only ambition is to go viral.
Yeah,
like he's so
he did the voice perfectly.
Yeah,
there.
he's so physical and he's so like his face is contorting all over the place, right? It's not bad acting, but then Emma Stone showed him up in that scene so aggressively because she didn't have to use those techniques. She didn't have to be over the top.
She was just genuine.
Yeah.
You mock Twitter.
She just fucking dug into him.
Yeah.
And
you don't even have a Facebook page.
Her eyes start glazing over,
you can
and it's
see
just
the
like, you
tears
know that
starting to come up.
there's nothing about, there's no act. Well, of course there's acting involved, but it's not acting to win the Oscar. It's acting because it's acting with honesty.
Yeah.
And it's acting with intention. And it's her like knowing that this scene isn't about me being a great actress. It's about me digging into my father.
Right. Yeah.
And that's exactly what I got. Whereas Michael's performance in that scene was not so I could punish my daughter, not so I could give her shit for relapsing in her addictions, but it was so that I could win an Oscar.
Yeah, that's totally fair.
And so that's what I got from him. Mike Shiner, Edward Norton's character.
Yeah.
Honestly, not too many bad things to say about him.
Not at all. No, I think Edward Norton did a great job.
I think that in the same way that Michael Keaton might have been a little bit underwhelming, that was probably the same thing I got from Edward Norton.
You really think so?
Yeah, I think it was just a little bit, like, not enough for me to think that he should win a fucking Oscar.
Really?
You know, like, the nomination, sure, I guess. You know,
I just love how much of a pretentious prick that fucking
it was
guy.
great, but also that's another thing
is.
that we were saying with Michael Keaton getting the role of Birdman, because it actually hit home with Michael Keaton in general. That character hits home with Edward Norton.
Fair enough.
Because he has this reputation in Hollywood.
Well, yeah,
like,
that's what we were saying.
Fucking asshole.
He's an asshole, yeah.
Most people say he's an asshole. Have you ever heard that story with American History X?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, the one where he was...
He re-edited the film?
Yeah.
What the
What an
fuck?
asshole. Like,
I don't
why
know
would
if that's true. I think it is.
If that's true, you're a fucking idiot.
Like, I don't think if...
Just go to different work.
Like, if I was in the middle of making American
Edward
History
Norton
X, and this motherfucker goes and re-edits my film, and
I
I'm
would
there
be
at the
so
premiere,
pissed.
and I see this fucking cut of my movie,
Oh, my God.
and Edward is the one to blame for it, you better believe I'm fucking suing his balls off.
Yeah, literally.
Like, I would never work with that kid again. I
And
would
you
go
know-
tell all my little director friends, don't fuck with Edward Norton
Yeah,
ever
he'd be
again,
like,
right?
He'd be like, well, my cut was better. The movie's great anyway.
And to be completely honest, I'm pretty sure that that's the cut that we see.
Yeah.
It's a good cut. You know, it's a good movie. It's a good movie.
But fuck Edward Norton.
But
man.
I
He's
would
such an
still,
asshole.
even if his cut was better, I would never thank him for it. That's
Yeah.
horse shit.
No,
You know your place. You're an actor. You're getting paid to come here and act, and then you fucking run your lines.
Yeah.
You say goodbye and you fuck off the set.
Yeah, exactly.
Like you don't come into the editing booth when everyone's gone.
And that's why I say, like, this role for him was just fucking perfect.
It makes so much
It's
sense.
so perfect.
And so, like,
he just does it so well because that's who he is.
that hits home. How are we doing for time?
We've got about a good 20 seconds until we'll cut off.
Okay, so let's just take a break here.
we'll take
We're
a
going to
break
come
here.
back for another little bit.
Okay.
And then, we'll see you in a bit.
We're back. We were just talking about actors, and let's finish that off.
Yes, we were on actors.
So-
we were talking about Edward Norton.
Edward Norton.
I already
how much of a
said what I
dick
have
he
to
is.
say on Edward Norton. You know, like
Fuck you, Edward Norton.
Yeah, fuck you, Edward. Cunt.
Fuck you, baby. Okay, so the other actor I really wanted to talk about was Zach Galifianakis and how he kind of surprised me because he's like Alan and from The Hangover, right?
Yeah.
He's always a comedian, but Martin Scorsese, like he was good. He was a good actor in this one. He was more
here's
serious.
what I have to say about Zach Galifianakis in the movie.
what's up?
He was good.
Yeah, no,
You know?
definitely. Come on, give him some credit there.
I do give him credit because it was a much different character to play, you know?
Yeah.
It was definitely out of his realm, and he didn't do a bad job.
Nope.
But what I will say is that he is probably in that movie, he's probably the weakest of all the other actors.
You're joking.
Not even kind of joking. Because, like, we talked about this, is that there's so many supporting roles in that movie.
Okay, yeah, you know what? Fair.
You know,
but
and
really?
then the only other real supporting character, like, that has lines, that has, like, plenty of lines,
Yeah.
you know, is Amy Ryan.
Well, and what about Naomi Watts?
Naomi Watts is a supporting character, and actually, I think she did better than both of those two.
Okay.
So
Right.
to me,
yeah.
she's like,
You wanted her to get that best
I think she deserved the supporting actress nomination.
Yeah.
But when I said that to you, you said that the girl who the woman that
The critic.
yeah, the critic. You
critic,
said
yeah.
that you thought she deserved a nomination. And I remember
Yeah.
disagreeing with you, and I said that Naomi Watts should have taken that nomination. I'm going to retract that and say that you were probably right that over Naomi Watts, the critic probably deserved that nomination.
The critic deserved that nomination.
Only in 2 scenes, she was in the same, like comparing her performance to Emma Stone's.
Same
league.
It was
honest.
Yeah.
It was genuine. It wasn't just acting to act. It was playing a character and doing the best you possibly could with that character.
Just the way that actress, I wish I knew her name. I don't remember it.
I don't know. We could.
We'll look it up.
She doesn't need a shout out. We're fucking.
Fuck you. You're the critic. That way she just delivered. I'm gonna ruin your play. Like, just says it so calmly.
And there was so much pretension and so much anger.
She knew what she was gonna do. 2 scenes, you're threatened by this character. You're like, oh fuck.
And another thing that always helps me break down whether or not a good performance, it helps me, break down whether or not a good performance is a good one and a bad one is a bad one, is thinking about. It's just a minor detail that always helps me think is when the director yells cut, how drastic is their relief from the character? Yeah. You know, how drastically do they, like, I'm sure Daniel Day-Lewis, when the director yells cut, you know he's still in character, you know? when the director yells cut, you know he's still in character. You know? But with performances like that where you know there's no real method actors involved, is it that they completely separate themselves from the character, or is it that they are just sort of still at work? And there's something about the idea of going into character and then immediately leaving it that impresses me more so than somebody who stays in character.
I completely agree.
You know,
because that's what Heath did.
Oh yeah,
Heath Ledger. He just fucking.
That's a misconception with Heath's performance. Was that a lot of people think that he was like completely method, stayed in character at home and on set. No,
that was Jared Leto. That was Jared Leto being a fucking tool.
But Heath is that like there's a tiny little clip on YouTube you can find of Chris Nolan talking about Heath's performance,
and he's just like,
and he said he was Heath on set. Like they call him. He was in make. The only thing method about him was that he used the voice. Yeah, because it's hard to find that voice again. You know, when you put
you have to keep it.
So it's like he used the voice, but he was still Heath. You know, you could say things about Heath like "How's your mom?" and he would tell everybody how his mother is. Oh, my mother. But he would do it in not in character, but he would do it in the voice. My mother's really good. So that was essentially the only real thing that was method about his performance. But like, back to that point was that with Tabitha Dickinson's the character's name. I don't know the actress's name. Right. But the critic's name was Tabitha Dickinson in Birdman, and it was so genuine. The same way, for the same reasons why I give Emma Stone that credit was because it was so real, it was so honest. You know, which is totally kind of the thing that you're looking for in a movie like this because the characters are supposed to be real people.
And that's what I was saying, man. Her performance as that critic, it's fucking unreal.
You were right, and I didn't really pay much attention to her performance because every time I'd seen the movie, I just hated her. But that being said, Zach Galifianakis, in my opinion, was easily the weakest of the main cast. Okay. Because he was a little out of his element there, but he still did good enough to pull it off. But I will not say that by any means did he deserve an Oscar nomination.
Okay. Fair enough.
I couldn't say that, which I'm sure you disagree, right?
No, I don't think Zach Galifianakis deserved an Oscar nomination. I agree with you. Really? Like Zach Galifianakis. Well, no, but like, you're the one who got me into this shit.
Exactly, it's a bit over the top, you know. Like, you're the one who got me into this shit. It's about the way. It's too much, you know. Yeah, fair. It's a little bit much, but I know you had a few notes. You had a few notes on the cinematography.
Let me pull them up right now because I'm dumb and I don't remember them. Let's see. So a couple things, like the 3 main things I want to talk about before this is over is number 1, how incredible that set design is. And I'm not talking just about New York itself and how they film in real daylight in public.
But what's on the stage, right?
Not even. Backstage. And how they designed all of backstage. Obviously, there's stuff from real plays there. But like the movie posters for Birdman, the stuff that Keaton has on his dresser, the stuff that Naomi Watts has that she flings over for just a second, the fucking the toilet paper with the note, like the ticks on it. Yeah. The 7-12 sheets of it. Like
that. The reason, like, the toilet paper, I will say, was that was in the screenplay.
But I'm saying like
all those other stuff. I agree with you. The details in the characters' dressing rooms, I will agree with you. The toilet paper, that was in the screenplay. Okay, they were going to have that anyway.
But it just goes to show like how much they cared about the set design to even write it into the fucking screenplay.
Where there was a guy who drew those little ticks on the fucking toilet paper.
Yeah, like the set design is probably some of the best set design I've ever seen in a movie. when it's filmed with like a one take. And also, Birdman's easily the best movie or the best one shot movie ever.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think there's any competition for it.
Yes. Well, it wasn't one shot. None of them are one shot.
But it made to look like one
Yes.
shot, right?
I agree with you. The only one that I'd say is comparable, which I haven't actually seen, but it got enough credit everywhere to the point where I'm sure that it did a good job, was 1917.
Yeah, but I don't like that movie.
I know you don't like it, and I haven't seen it, so I can't give any
It's
genuine
so cheesy.
criticisms on it.
So cheesy.
But I will say that it obviously got the credit that it got because of the fact that it did a good job at what it did.
Yeah, it definitely did. It was shot really well. It just sucks that the story in itself makes no fucking sense.
So, yeah. So you talk the
set
design.
Set design is just fantastic. I love everything about that set. Every location, the tanning bed, like shit like that. Even the lockers, like fuck, everything's just planned out so well. I don't know. That's probably where most of the budget went. Designing what. Like the sets and all that.
I'd agree with you, if not the actors.
Well, the actors definitely, but
I'm sure half of that budget went to the actors.
Yeah,
Emma Stone,
Michael Keaton, Edward Norton,
done.
Like those three. There's your 18
Zach
million.
Galifianakis already had a fucking.
Zach Galifianakis got $400 and said, "Shit." And then
If you cast Leo in the movie, you'd be in debt.
Yes.
Like his contract is worth so much fucking money. Like,
I'll do Birdman.
Yeah, I'll do Birdman.
And what else do I have here? So. The color. I know you wanted to talk about this a bit with me.
I do, because you had a few comments on the color, which, like, the only thing that I have to say is that I don't think the color was anything that actually caught my eye.
You don't think so?
No, the only part where the color caught my eye was that scene where he's going to buy that bottle of whiskey.
Oh my god, and the lights?
Yeah.
Like,
it looks great.
Really quick, that's probably one of the best shots in modern cinema history.
I think you and I said this last show.
Did we?
I think, or we talked about it before or after.
Yeah, okay, we're not going to dwell on that shot, but it's just fucking phenomenal. It's a great shot.
Yeah.
But, no, I'm talking about, like, the scenes where they're backstage and, like, the blue light is reflecting from, you know, like, the stage lights are blue, and it's down the hall, and there's smoke in there, and sometimes there's a little bit of neon red, and it just mixes well, and they're walking around in it. So it looks so nice.
Here's another thing that, like, where I kind of understand what you're talking about, but more of it, to me, seems like it was a bit more of a directorial choice than an actual.
What's that?
It was that the only time where color really popped for me was one in that shot there
that I just talked about.
Yeah, when he bought the whiskey, and also
the whiskey shot,
the lighting on stage, the color popped because they used a lot of blue filters and stuff. They used a lot of that. But to me, none of the set really popped for me because it was supposed to seem like a backstage lot.
Yeah.
Not lot, but a backstage.
Not a lot, but like, yeah, I know what you mean.
And like, but one shot where color was incredibly important that is probably overlooked as far as the color was concerned, that a lot of people will say.
I know which one you're about to say.
Is near the end of the movie when he doesn't shoot himself in the head yet, but he's doing a run right before that.
Yeah.
Where he gets on stage. He shoots himself.
It was the fake blood.
It was in the underwear.
Underwear, fake blood, shirtless.
Yeah. And so it was a shot just straight down the hallway heading to his dressing room. And it sits for like 10-15 seconds before anything happens.
But then
it's
it
pure
starts
silence.
panning.
Starts
zooming
slowly pushing, right?
Yeah.
Very slowly pushing.
Like,
because you know that something's coming, right?
Can we rewatch it?
And
can we just rewatch it after the podcast?
We can rewatch it, after the show. I don't think we're allowed to watch it.
No,
on
I mean
the
on the podcast after.
Yeah. But no. And so then while it starts pushing, it's incredibly slowly. Riggan enters the shot with his wig on and fake blood dripping down his neck and his shoulders.
On the back, and
it's so gorgeous.
So good.
It's so fucking good.
Oh my god.
And so that's definitely one of the points where I think color was very important because the hallway was, I'm pretty sure.
It was brown, bleak, and I think like a bit of dark green.
There was red in there to me. Like I remember seeing red. Yeah, like to contrast with the blood on his neck, right?
Oh.
And I remember seeing red. If you guys want to go look at the scene, go check it. Just go watch the movie.
Wrong.
Yeah, comment and prove me wrong. But I'm pretty sure the walls were red, and I'm pretty sure they looked like they were carpeted.
The walls?
It wasn't painted. Yeah, it was carpeted.
I'm not too
Which
sure.
you see all the time in old school architecture.
fair enough,
they had carpeted walls.
Oh, yes. Yeah, no, you're right. Yep.
And so it was like fluffy carpeted walls, right? And then, so they were, it looked like it was like a red carpet, sort of like old school design. And it contrasted beautifully with not only how fucking devilish Michael Keaton's character looked when he had all that blood dripping down his neck.
It looked like it was out of a horror movie or
exactly.
a different movie.
So that's actually where I thought the movie was going to take a turn, which it didn't. It didn't take a dramatic turn.
No, it never really takes a dramatic
everything
turn.
that happened in that movie I kind of saw coming. You know, he was going to kill himself. But
you kind of knew by about like the last 30 minutes.
Yeah, last
done.
half hour,
Yeah.
I pretty much knew it was like there's no good way for this character to
They were
end.
kind of hinting at it in the beginning, like, oh, this guy's obviously really fucking depressed.
And we talked about, you asked me what I thought about that dream sequence when he's floating through the city, right?
Yeah, like flying around.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. To me, like, I always... the first view, I didn't understand it at all. Mm-hmm. But after four or five, not even the second one, like the second...
It takes a bit. It takes
second
a couple
or third,
watches to really appreciate Birdman.
Yeah, second or third watch, I thought it was just the director being pretentious.
Yeah, I remember you saying that in
really?
Yeah, I remember we talked about it in junior high. Like that one scene where he was flying was so fucking pretentious. I remember you said that in media.
I thought it was useless, but now I came to realize I'm not going to say that it's not pretentious. It's a bit much for the actual theme of the movie, you know. But I will say that it when you asked me that question, I immediately realized that I've never asked myself that question. What do you think? What do I think the point of that is? Mm-hmm. And I genuinely think the point of it is the fact that a drunk Riggan Thompson had finally decided that he knew what he was doing.
Yeah.
He knew that not only was he going to finish the play, not only was he going to finish opening night and prove that bitch wrong from that critic wrong, but he also knew that this was the last thing he was going to do.
Yeah.
The last thing that he wanted to do was prove that he can act.
Yeah, and he fucking does.
And he did, right? He nailed it.
Yeah.
But my whole point is that whole dream sequence was not only him being free through the city, not only him being free with his own thoughts, not only him being free with the fact that he knew that he finally had a purpose with what he finally knew what he was going to do next. But it was also the fact that he was happy about it.
Oh yeah,
he was happy.
That's why they chose flying.
Exactly.
Right. Like,
and the music, that that beautiful orchestrated
I just love that
piece.
Metaphor of the flying with it, because anyone can walk, but you really fly when you know what you want to do.
I think that's what it was.
That's definitely what
and
they
I'd
were going
pray every day that I would get the chance to ask Inarritu
oh my God,
what it meant.
I don't even care if I get to ask. If I just see the guy.
Well, yeah. No, like, I'd love to lay eyes on him, but I'd also love to have the chance to ask him exactly
eyes on him.
What the fucking point of that sequence was, and if it was anything close to what I think it is. But I genuinely believe that it's just him being okay with the fact that he's a washed-up actor and he knows he is, but he also knows that this play is his last chance to prove that he's great.
And this was after the Birdman action scene, right? Like the...
Yes.
Yeah, so exactly.
Way after, yeah.
No, it's in the same scene. He wakes up.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, he wakes up.
It pans up to him on the building top. Yeah, a film! Fucking... Yeah, I think all that, like, that's the first time that, when you asked me, that was the first time I actually thought about it. And I genuinely believe that the scene is... It's not necessary.
The flying scene?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think the movie would have been useful without it.
Yeah, that's fair.
It would have probably been the same movie without it.
Okay.
Which we talked about with Parasite and stuff like that. I have the same opinions on a lot of these movies where like some of these sequences is directors getting carried away.
Yeah.
But that was genuinely, I don't think it's necessary, but I do think it's nice.
It is.
You know, it's definitely something that helps.
It's to keep the audience intrigued.
Yeah, absolutely. It's to help the audience, you know, sort of question the entire theme of it. Like, what the fuck is this movie about? You know,
100%.
And finally you get to see what it's about when he takes the liberty of shooting himself in the fucking head.
Oh my God. And that ending is just... Let's talk about the original ending.
Oh, yeah.
I want to talk about that with you. So let's just say what the actual ending is right now.
Yeah, well, let's not. Let's let our viewers watch it.
Okay.
You know, but...
the original ending.
Or fuck it, never mind, let's talk about it.
Yeah,
go watch the movie. Tune out. But yeah, if you made it this far in the video, we already got the view. So
don't unsubscribe, please.
Yeah, don't unsubscribe. Please. No, but so the original ending is that Riggan eventually does actually shoot himself in the face on stage
in front of the audience.
Which is fantastic.
Of opening night, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And then it blacks out and fades into him in a hospital with a nose job because he didn't kill himself, but he shot most of his face off.
Yeah.
You know. And eventually he, characters are talking to him. They leave. He goes to take a piss.
Yeah.
And he looks. No, he doesn't take a piss. He just goes to look in the mirror.
Yeah.
He removes his bandages, sees his new nose, which quite literally resembles a beak.
Yeah. That's true.
And
That's
so it's
true.
a huge nose. It's a pointy nose, and it's
like he'll never escape his past.
He's Birdman,
Yeah, he's Birdman.
Pretty much that nose was there, and it was not only as I think not only for symbolism, but also to kind of laugh at the character that he'll never be able to escape that fucking
100%,
beak,
100%.
And so, and then eventually he makes the decision with only a few seconds to climb out the hospital window and jump. And his daughter comes and finds the room empty, looks out the window, the open window, and slowly looks up to a very interesting ending where I don't necessarily know what it means, but she looks up at the sky after, obviously the character's dead.
Yeah.
But she looks up at the sky and she starts to laugh.
Yeah.
It's a great ending.
It's a fantastic
To me, it's
ending.
fantastic, but not a lot of people knew about...
But this original... So Colton told me about this right before we started watching, I think? Or during
right
the
before
watch.
the ending.
Oh, right before the ending.
I saw them cut into the hospital,
and
I remembered...
Right. Okay, anyways, you were telling me about it as we were watching. Mm-hmm. And this original ending, I love you, Inarritu, but what the fuck? You should have kept this, man.
See, here's the thing. I think maybe he should have shot it, but I don't think he should have kept it.
I think so. Tell him.
So the original ending, I might be wrong. I just remember hearing a lot of press about this, a lot of different people talking about Inarritu, saying that his original ending for the movie was to have him. There's no hospital sequence at all. He shoots himself in the face on stage, and then the camera will cut to the prosceniums of the theater. It'll be backstage. It'll be it'll walk through the entire backstage, right? Mm-hmm. And eventually it'll get to Riggan Thompson's dressing room, where in a previous scene in the movie, Riggan Thompson is really angry and he starts visualizing him using his powers to throw objects throughout the room.
His Birdman powers,
right? Yeah, his little it's not real. It's not happening.
Oh
right?
yeah, no.
Because eventually Zach Galifianakis walks in and sees him
just
throwing. He's just throwing it, right?
Yeah.
And so what this was that he thought it was him doing it with his mind, obviously, which wasn't the case. Mm-hmm. And in Inarritu's original ending, it was Michael Keaton shoots himself in the head. Uh-huh. The camera tracks through the prosceniums, through the backstage, through everything, right? Mm-hmm. Eventually, they land on Riggan's dressing room, where you see Johnny Depp, which was his original idea, was to cast Johnny Depp as the actor just for those last few minutes, right?
The last, not even minutes,
seconds, where you see Johnny Depp in Riggan's dressing room doing the same thing, throwing around all this furniture.
Yeah.
But he's not moving it with his mind. He's actually throwing it. He's picking it up and throwing it sort of symbolize the idea that it's not the character, it's not Riggan Thompson. This isn't in Riggan's head, it's in every leading actor's head that takes the role in this theater, Do
you know how incredible that is?
I don't think it's that good.
That's so awesome.
I think it's kind of lame.
Why?
Because it's kind of like it was all a dream.
What do you mean? What was all a dream?
No, it's kind of like the idea of writing an ending that it was all a dream,
What do you mean?
Because I think that the movie is a little bit more personal when this is a problem that Riggan has to deal with.
I think it's fucking cool that this is a problem that goes through every actor and shows the hardships of being an actor.
I guess.
Everyone wants to be an actor when they're a kid. Everyone wants to be in the movies. Imagine that was the original ending. That would have been so cool. It's like every actor goes through this. That would have been
no actor goes through that.
I'm not saying that's official. I'm just saying if that's the message of the movie and what the movie's about, that's kind of cool. Just putting yourself in the headspace of an actor. Sure, the story of Riggan Thompson is cool, but that doesn't take away from the story of Riggan Thompson. That's just how he dealt with it. This is how Johnny Depp now is dealing with it. Right? It's kind of cool, don't you think?
It's cool. I don't think it's the way
how
to
would
go
that
about
not
it.
work if would work? Okay.
I'm saying it would work.
Okay.
If that's how the movie ended and all of a sudden Blackout, directed by Inarritu, I would accept it.
I would love that ending.
But I do think that the reason why I appreciate the real ending a little bit more is because it actually makes Michael Keaton's character seem a little less like this was all a bunch of bullshit and it's just what the theater does. Make a magical fucking theater that puts all these actors through this. Or is it a truly decaying man that has to deal with his past and the fact that he cannot get a genuine performance out without that idea.
Guess. I mean, like, obviously it's cool.
The ending
Both are cool.
The ending that they actually used makes it a little bit more personal to the character versus just the fact that this happens to every actor that walks through these halls.
But don't you think it would be cool if this happens to every actor that walks through those halls? But, like, only some can handle it and continue to go on. While Riggan, as you said, as we were watching the movie many times, he's not a good actor. He's mediocre. He couldn't handle it. That's why he did what he did. That's kind of cool. It is kind of cool. Sick.
I'm gonna say that it's kind of cool. I will not say that it's the way I would have went about it.
I'm gonna be real with you. I totally would have went with that.
Really?
Oh yeah.
That's fair. But genuinely, no. I think that it was a lot more personal the way that they decided to end it, and it also made me feel like it didn't change the way I felt about Riggan Thompson. That ending would have changed the way I felt about Riggan Thompson because I thought that this man was just an alcoholic who went through some things and eventually couldn't find his way to navigate his way through making the kind of art that he wanted to make because of his past and the fact that he made a superhero movie. Johnny Depp's ending would have made me feel like this had nothing to do with his past. It was just the fact that the theater did it to him.
No,
That's
it's
boring
not that the theater did it to him. It's that everything leading up to the theater did it to him. Like, the theater was the final nail in the coffin.
So what you're saying is that it's not the character of the theater, it's an actor's curse. Like, it's just what happens to these actors. That's interesting. That's interesting.
That's what I'm exactly saying.
Yeah.
Like, it's the actor's curse. And if that's what Birdman was all about from the get-go, which honestly, maybe it is. Oh, is my cat
Kitty.
Kitty.
Fuck off. Just kidding.
I'll bring her on the show.
Yeah, bring her on the show. Have her say hi. Where's Kitty?
Say hi, you.
There's Kitty.
There's Kitty.
Hi, Kitty.
We'll talk about Birdman together.
Okay. Kitty, what do you think?
What do you think? Oh, she's not talking.
I wish she went.
Right.
Awesome.
But
she said bullshit. Just kidding.
Bullshit. No. Colton's right. But
okay.
Oh, there we go.
Fuck off then.
Go away then. We're so mean.
No, I love cats.
Go away then.
Yeah, I'm a dog person.
Okay, yeah, no, both endings are fantastic. Really quick, we got limited time left. I want to know, out of a 10, I think we both agree. Favorite movie of all time, obviously, for you, it's a 10 out of 10.
No.
Shut up.
It's a 9 out of 10.
Shut up.
It's a 9 out of 10.
What do you mean?
Because to me, I don't think I've ever seen a perfect movie. I think
Are you joking?
I think they all have flaws.
Oh my God, that's so pretentious.
Why?
What do you mean you've never...
Tell me you've seen a perfect movie. Like, you've seen everyone nail it. The director nailed it. Cinematographer nailed it. Audio nailed it.
Okay, fair enough. But I love movies. Like, I like a lot of movies, right? And I don't know. I've given a couple of 10 out of 10. Like Whiplash. You don't think Whiplash is a 10 out of 10?
No, I think it's too slow midway
what?
through. I think it's great. I think that it's one of the best I've ever seen, but I also think it's slow. I think Parasite is one of the best I've ever seen. I think that flood scene was useless.
Okay, I cannot wait to find a 10 out of 10 movie with you, Colton. Oh my God.
I don't think I've ever seen a 10 out of 10
You
movie.
will one day.
Maybe.
I promise you.
But that movie has not been released yet.
Holy shit.
I don't think it's the craziest thing for a person to say.
Really? You've never rated a movie a 10 out of 10?
No.
Bruh. Like, wow. I'm actually... Really?
I don't think I've ever seen a perfect movie.
That's based on my own...
I
can't ask you what a perfect movie is because we're only here for like 4 more minutes. So I guess that'll be another time. But
no,
genuine. What the fuck?
What do you mean? How can anybody have said that they? I promise you, anybody that says this movie's perfect, I will find a way throughout watching the movie to tell you how not perfect.
Well, whenever someone asks someone what's your favorite movie, they mean personally, right?
And I'm telling you personally that Birdman definitely is my favorite movie. I don't think it's perfect.
Okay, so a 9 out of 10.
Because I just talked about throughout half of this show that these actors aren't all perfect.
Fair enough.
There's a lot of decisions that they made that I would have made differently, But that does not mean that I don't love the movie.
No, I know that. I'm just surprised. Like, I'm really taken aback right now.
Really?
No, I really am. I really thought you were going to say, oh, it's an easy 10 out of 10, because that's what I think.
I could never give a movie a perfect score unless it really deserved it. In my own opinion, like
I can't. Well, you can't say that because I really want to ask you what deserves it, but we're on such little.
So far,
come back next episode, I guess, or some episode in the future, and we'll figure that one out.
But what deserves it is pretty simple. Great like the best acting, the best director, the best screenplay, the best cinematography. But that doesn't happen. You can't get the best of everyone in those situations.
So you'll never have a 10 out of 10 movie.
I haven't seen one yet. I don't know if I'll get a 10 out of 10 movie, but I haven't seen it yet.
Oh my god. I've got a couple 10 out of 10s, dude.
Name one.
Name one? Birdman.
You think a 10 out of 10?
Easy.
I say a solid 9, but it loses points where the actors start to
Would you go
lag.
9.5?
I'd probably go 9.4.
Oh my god.
Okay, I'll go 9.5. I was just being a dick.
I'll go
right
9.7.5.
I was just being a dick right there.
Okay, good.
Yeah, 9.5.4. No, no, I will go 9.5, but I cannot give it the 10.
Wow.
I can't give anything the 10.
I'd give it the 10.
I can't even give Shawshank the 10.
Really?
I can't give anything that I really love a 10. Just
Holy
because there's
shit.
places where it lacks. You know, every movie lacks somewhere.
Of course, but don't you have to accept that?
You do, but you also need to accept the fact that it lacked.
Wow.
That's just, yeah.
That's crazy. I really thought you were going to... Well, guys, I guess that does it for episode 5 of Cinema and Cigarettes.
That'll do.
Wow, okay.
Okay, we'll see you guys next week.